What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about AMC stock. Out of the gates this morning, this thing rocketed up to about 1150, and then we saw its normal pattern of the pullback, hung around that 1080 mark, and since then it's been consistently climbing, making a high, as I'm staring at the charts right now, of 1162, up over 14%. So in this video, we're going to go over a little bit about what's going on, what I would like to see happen next, and where the next resistance levels are, guys. So stick around, you're not gonna wanna miss this. For those of you that are new to the channel, all I ask is that you hit that like button and subscribe to join the family. If you're interested in joining our private community, first link in the description. We have hundreds of members. We talk stocks and strategy all day long. And if you're interested, guys, we'd love to have you. Come check it out. Let's get into the video. Let's just first off take a look at the chart of what I am staring at right now. This happened right in the morning, and it's happened in numerous days. We've had this, gets up there about that anywhere between 10 and 10:30 in the morning, and then the sell-off happens, and it's all the momentum at the beginning. The day traders get in, they pump it up, they're done for the day, and then the stock just sells off and either consolidates for the rest of the day, or they continue to just short the heck out of it, and that isn't happening today. So in the last video I had made, guys, I was talking all about the volume, and the volume needs to increase in order for the price to move up. And while we are holding with our diamond hands, we haven't let go. We're continuing to add to our positions, but our main chunk of our portfolio, a main chunk of our cash, our capital is already in AMC already, because we've been bullish on the stock for months now, that in order to add those huge positions on a daily or weekly basis just isn't something that is, fathomable for the average, retail investor. It's not, easy or doable for everybody. So I said that volume really needs to continue. So the first thing I wanted to look at as this was pumping over, just going to look at it at Yahoo, guys, is right here. You've got a volume of 56 million. We still have about an hour and 20 minutes to go on the day, and we haven't even touched power hour. And I've used this website numerous times to show you the average volume. And currently, like I said, we're sitting at that 56 million shares range. I can see it getting to probably about 70 million when you factor in power hour. And the average one day is only at 27 million. And the average daily on the last month was at 44 million. So we've began to surpass that, which is a great sign. We are still a far cry away from our 3-month average of 149 million. But as you know, that 27th of January was already 1.2 billion. Okay, so it's a very, very good sign. Lastly, guys, I told you I was keeping an eye up on the options activity, especially with the potential DTCC 2021-005 ruling that was originally submitted to the SEC for approval, and apparently it's just vanished off the website, and we are still waiting to see what is going to happen with that. And we saw the amount of options activity that was occurring started to decrease a little bit, and a part of that could have been retail investors buying less options and buying more shares. Also could have been speculatively the hedge funds hiding their short positions by buying in the money options. However, that hasn't worked for them. Okay, their strategies haven't worked for them. It's been able to mainly keep the price from skyrocketing, but it hasn't decreased the price at all. We bumped down to that $9-10 level, and that's where we've stayed. So today, to see the options volume increase, we've got an over 3-to-1 call to put ratio, which is absolutely phenomenal. And like I said, seeing double-digit gains is awesome for us. So let's take a look at the charts. We've already looked at it on the one-day chart. Let's zoom out a little bit further. We're going to take a look at a few different charts just to see what is expected to happen next. I showed you guys this descending pattern that we were in, that speck of resistance. We broke through that a couple days ago, and we continued to consolidate before now getting up even higher, which is good. So when I said, guys, what would be the next point of resistance for us? So I saw that 1180, I think it was 1186, 1187 sign as another point of resistance. We'll jump out to the 90-day chart to see exactly of where it hits again. And there is a couple points that we have right here, that 1186 mark. Let me make a point or a line for you guys right here. Boom. Right here. I hope you guys can all see this as I look on my screen. You can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're just tapping up against it again. That's going to be the next sign of resistance. What I would like to see happen, rather than a bust through, is a form of consolidation. Now, I know everybody is always like, no, man, just keep that thing hammering, keep that thing firing hard. Well, the one thing that I always look at when it comes to AMC is, or any stock, is not just that it continues to go up, but where can we find another higher level of support? If we can consolidate and find that strong level of 1170 support, eventually if it gets to 1516 and pulls back a little bit, we're not going to go back down to that $9-10 level that we were at. We're going to find that level of that 1160 to potentially 1190 $12 mark, which is really, really what I'm looking forward to see. So these next key points of resistance are going to be happening by the end of today or tomorrow. We're going to look to try to press that 1186 resistance. It fluctuates between 1186 and 1195. After that, I mean, let me zoom in a little bit further. After that, we're wide open. We're wide open, you know, until we get to that next point of resistance, which is really going to be that 1486 March, which we got another 27 to 28% gain, which is big. As you can see, as I zoomed in even closer, this top resistance line, multiple times we were hitting it. We actually hit it once here, pulled back a little bit overnight, and then kind of bounced off it again before it eventually couldn't get above it, before it finally was able to push. Tested it again in the end of March and haven't done it again until we're hitting it at the end of April. So guys, this is good news for us. I wanted to point this out to you guys just to see where we're at. If we're looking at the charts on a little zoomed in, we are obviously a little on the overextended, but when you look at the 90-day, I hope I can, or let me go back to the 180-day. I can zoom this over for you guys so you can be able to see this. Yeah, you can see the RSI is a little oversold, but if you're watching the MACD, we've got a lot of room to run. Last time I got up this high was when we saw the peaks, okay, of that 15. We've got a lot of room to run, which means it can contain, this growth can contain. As we know, the shorting is starting to cool down a little bit. Their tactics are not working, okay, which doesn't mean they're not going to find something else, because, you know, like we talked about yesterday, I talked about in the group, the private group, is that, you know, these guys aren't just going to fold up and say I win. They're going to exhaust all of their options and go until the bloody bitter end. But the point is that we've got some room to run. All right, so let's keep adding to our positions. Let's stay strong, guys. I'm going to keep you posted. I know I kind of made this video on the shotgun, but I wanted to point out a couple things, being that the volume has increased. Our next sign of resistance is 1186. Once we get above that, I would like to see just a steady incline, maybe some consolidation, keep us neutral so where we can find a new level of support. Continuing to increase that level of support is what is going to bring us to the next mark. It's going to bring us to the $20 mark. It's going to eventually bring us to the $30 mark. It's going to bring us to the 40 and then beyond. But we need to find those other levels of support. So guys, that's it for this video. I'm excited for the rest of the week. Like I said, earnings, you know, releases haven't even begun to run. I told you this, guys, yesterday in my last video. This one of my most anticipated weeks, is I knew it was going to be a huge week when they started to announce that a lot of big players were all going to be announcing their earnings this week. So that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.